Hello and welcome to a long overdue video. You might have noticed I have been gone for over a month now. I took an impromptu break for a multitude of reasons. First of all, I've been having the worst reading slump of my life. I think it's finally over. Please let me not jinx that. But it's been bad. I've barely read any actual novels. I've mostly read manga in the past 2 months. And also, this past month until very recently, until like a week ago, I had a lot of elastics in my mouth because it was the last stretch of my braces treatment. It's Invisalign, it doesn't matter. It was the last bit of it and I had to have a shit ton of elastics in my mouth and I could not speak without lisping. In general, could not speak. So I decided I was not gonna expose myself to that level to the internet. So here we are. Those were the 2 reasons why I have not filmed in a month. But we're back. So this video, as you can tell by the title, is gonna be a double wrap-up of October and September, which I was not here. I did not film that stuff, so yeah. In September, I read 9 books, and in October, I read 13 books. And I DNF'd, I think, 1 book in total of the 2 months. So in theory, I didn't do too terribly, but I promise you, in the 2 months that this video is about, I read 3 physical books. It's probably not bad to some people. Maybe to you that's fine. To me, it's kind of horrific. It's depressing, really. I've never had this bad of a slump. So anyways, let's get straight into the books that I've read and my thoughts and opinions. So the first book that I read is actually the only DNF, which is The Last Stop, or One Last Stop, by Casey McQuiston. I borrowed it from the library when I was in Sweden. This is how long ago this was. And I'm actually really glad that I borrowed it from the library because I would have been so mad at myself if I had bought it and I would have hated it as I did. I stopped on page 70. I did not read properly what this was about before because it was not what I was expecting at all. I really enjoyed Red, White, and Royal Blue, so as I was expecting something kind of similar, but it was not remotely close. And I just was extremely bored throughout the couple of days that I read this book, the 70 pages. I was very bored. And then I also reread the blurb and I realized I might not actually like it, so I gave up for my own sanity, which honestly I think was a good idea. It's just not my type of thing. If you don't know what the plot of the book is, it's basically about this girl who gets on the train every day and she sees this girl very frequently on the same train at the same time. So she starts going when she knows the girl is gonna be on the train just to see the girl. And it turns out the girl is in a time loop or something and she's stuck on the train. I did not want that. I just wanted a romance, so I don't know, no. And also, if you're like me and hate references, in the 70 pages that I read, there were a horrific amount of references. There were so many. The next book/books that I read were the 4th until the 8th volume of Yona of the Dawn, which I had previously started, I think in August? Yes, because of Magical Readathon. So I wanted to continue because I am enjoying it and I still need to continue as we speak. And I don't have a lot to say. I gave the books between 3 and 4 stars depending on the book. Let's just give it a 3.5 average. I am enjoying the manga. I think now I'm caught up to where the anime is, kind of. My favorite character is Seiryu. I don't even know how to say it, but it's the one with the mask with the eyes. If you know, you know. I love him. He's my favorite character. Yeah, I'm excited to continue, but I don't really have a lot of thoughts. I like it. It's cute. I love the characters, but it's the same as the anime. The only character I don't like, which is the 8th volume, I hated because I gave it like a 2.5 because it was just about Suwon, which is the cousin. Don't like him. I don't care. The next book that I read was another library book, but I have bought it since, so stay tuned for a haul because yes, I did some damage. Which was The Shadows Between Us by Trisha Levenseller. This was so good. In this book, we follow a girl who decides to woo the king of this land, and he is the Shadow King. And he is known to reject all women. She is very confident in her abilities to woo him, so she takes it upon herself to woo the king, and then she plans to kill him. I love this. Thank God. This is like one of the books that saved my life for these past 2 months, even though I didn't read anything after this. This was so good. I gave it a 4.5. I loved everything about it. The plot is so good. The characters are great. There are some scenes that are so good, especially the club scene. If you know the scene, oh my god, I loved it. I am so ready for book 2. I need it, I want it, give it to me please. The only reason I gave it a 4.5 is because it is a little bit predictable, and I always deduct some sort of points usually from the rating if it is predictable, which is the case of this. But I still really loved it. I'm really excited for the sequel, so I recommend this if you like fantasy romance. It's great. And the last 3 books that I read in September were the 3 volumes of a manga series called Let's Kiss Tomorrow or something like that. I don't know who it's by because, as usual, I don't remember. And it's been like a month, so I really don't remember. And this is about a couple that on the first day of school, the guy has a drastic glow up from the last time the girl saw him, and everyone is obsessed with him at school to the point where she gets embarrassed that she looks the way that she does compared to her boyfriend, that she decides to keep their relationship secret. Because, yeah, that's the plot of the book. I enjoyed it. It was cute. The first 2 volumes were better than the third. The third was a bit weird. I gave the first 2 a 4-star and the last one a 3. It was cute. I liked it. It wasn't anything out of this world. There is like a little bit of a creepy girl that tries to ruin their relationship. I don't know if I enjoy that. That's why I gave it a 3-star but it was cute and I enjoyed it, especially mostly the first 2, but I did enjoy it, so yeah, it wasn't bad. Again, I was in a reading slump and I just wanted something to read that was easy, and that was that. Moving on to October, I was really in a slump, so I decided to go with something that I knew I was gonna like, aka I reread Fortuna Sworn by KJ Sutton, because I do have the sequels and I still have not read them. I've talked about this book before and I'm still obsessed with it. So I reread it and annotated it. I had a great time because I found the skinny post-it notes. Let me find it. I hope you can see. It looks like I've highlighted it, but it's post-it notes. I was so excited because I don't like writing in books. I just write in pencil because it's reversible. This is the best invention ever to exist. I bought this shit in bulk. Best decision of my life. Anyways, I had a great time reading this. I once again gave it a 4.5 or a 5. I don't know. I originally gave it a 4.5, even though it could have been a 5. But it's gonna remain what it is. I still give it a 4.5 this time because I know what's gonna happen. I still really love it, but I do not remember there being less words. I remembered there being more romance than there is, which is strange. But I still really enjoyed this, and I recommend this to anyone who likes fantasy romance. This is just great. I don't know about the sequels because I haven't read them, so don't trust me on that. I am excited to read the sequels though. Hopefully soon. Knowing myself, it's not gonna be soon. Next, I read another manga series. I read the first 5 volumes that I think are the only ones out of Matcha Made in Heaven. It is about this woman who is trying to escape from her fiance that she does not like. So she pretends to be married to this man who works for her family business. It's cute. I really liked it. I gave the first 4 volumes a 4-star, and the last one a 3.5. The last volume that is out has a cliffhanger, so did not enjoy that. That's why I gave it a 3.5. Next, I read another manga series that is called My Love Mix-Up. Again, I don't know who it's by, which is about a boy who borrows an eraser from the girl who sits next to him, which is his crush, and that eraser has a guy's name on it, which is the guy who sits in front of him. And so he drops the eraser and the guy sees, and because he feels a sense of loyalty to his crush, he says that the eraser is his and that he has a crush on the guy in front of him. Yeah. It is a funny story. I really loved it. I gave all of them 4 stars. I didn't love it because it's not a 5 stars, but it is super cute, funny. I loved the relationship between the 2 guys, and the girl is also really cute. It's just a great series if you like manga that is romance. This is cute. And the last book that I read in October was Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson? Yes, which I finally read after years of having this book. In this book, we follow a school that in the 30s, 1930s, there was a series of murders and weird stuff that happened. And this school is kind of strange. They're not normal lessons or anything like that. The students decide what they want to do, and all the students are kind of eccentric. And so we also follow this in present day. I don't know exactly what year, but like 2010s, I think. And we follow Stevie, who goes to this school in the present day, and she is very obsessed with true crime, and especially the crime and the murders and everything that happened at this school in the 30s. So she's like an expert on everything that happened, and she wants to solve the murders which have not been solved. This was one of my 5-star predictions from eons ago. I think this is the last one that I had to read, so hopefully I'll do an updated thing, 5-star predictions, soon. I ended up giving this a 3 or 3.5. I still don't know. It's interesting, but nothing has been solved by the end of this book. There are 4 more. I think there's 4. Is it 4 or 5? I don't know. I have 3. I know there's 1 more. That might be it. I think it's 5 total. Hopefully it's 5 total. I don't know why. To me, it read younger than a 16 or 17-year-old. I don't know why. Maybe it's a me problem. I just read it like a child at first. I don't know. It's not predictable. It is, but it's not extremely predictable. Like, some things you can tell. I could tell. Other things not so much. I just feel like in this book nothing really happened that I thought was interesting, because this whole book is about Truly Devious, and nothing about Truly Devious actually, to me, happened in this book. Like, not even the crime from the 30s was explained enough for to my liking. Is that the wording that I want to use? I think so. Because it's also left off in a strange way of that part of the story. Like, I don't know anything about it. Maybe that's the point. I guess I have to read on. If I don't like the second book, I don't know if I'm willing to continue, even though I have all of the freaking books except the last one. Am I disappointed? Not really. I think my 5-star predictions at the time were so off because I don't know myself. Actually, that's not true. I don't know the books that I'm choosing, which is insanity in here. But yeah, I finally read this. I've had this book for like years. So I'm glad that I finally read this, and I'm reading stuff that I've had for long, even though I'm still buying books. It was a good book. I liked it. I didn't love it. I didn't think it was a great book. It was decent, I guess. That's my review. I still don't have my thoughts really put together because I just recently finished this. But these were the only 3 physical books that I read in the past 2 months. I have a problem. We already knew that, but it's kind of getting worse because I bought more books and I have not read anything. So hopefully the next 2 months, which are the last 2 months of this year, which is crazy, I will read more but I don't promise anything because knowing me, ain't happening. However, I have completed my Goodreads challenge. Just fun fact of the day, I have completed it. I'm at 120 something now. Crackhead energy, just reading manga. Tip of the day, if you like manga, use it as your Goodreads goal. It's just easy. No stress whatsoever. But that is everything for today, and I'll see you in my next word video. Bye!